Module 4 has been a bit of a challenge for me. It's taken me a few weeks to get through, and there's been a couple of bits in it. One's palm muting. If you've ever seen any of my videos before, you know palm muting is my nemesis, but it got a little bit better in this. So I'd be interested to see what you think if any of you have seen any of my videos before. But before we get into all that, also there's been a melody that I've been trying to get my fingers used to, and I found it really hard to get the sequence of notes right. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for you, does it? As much as you want it to, and as much as you've kind of done similar things before, it just doesn't happen. But anyway, let's get into the structure of Module 4 and see what you get. Before we get into that, if you haven't joined me before and you're confused by that intro, let me just set it straight. Basically, this channel is about my guitar progress. It's also about beginner guitar courses and other courses in future where I do reviews and playthroughs. And it's also about tips and bits and pieces I pick up along the way and pass on that I think might help. So if you're interested in that, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. And if you like this video, the like button. It helps me out. Cheers. So Module 4 is split into 6 lessons. The first one is Andantino, and that is the one I was just talking about, but it's a cool little one to play, and this is how it went. The second lesson was full of country licks. Watch how you say that one. And it was fun, but to be quite honest with you, country stuff isn't my bag. If you saw any of my previous videos where I did Keith Urban's 30 songs in 30 days, it didn't go that well really. And to be honest, I don't even like country music. So I don't even know why I did it, but once I started it, I was like, no, I just can't give it up, so I had to finish it. There's a few songs mixed amongst it that I did like, but I would not say the same for this little lesson that I did here. There's some cool licks. You get to play it over a backing track. I have not tried it over a backing track, but I'm going to give it a go now just to see how we get on. Probably a bit out of timing, I'd imagine, because I haven't got quite to speed with it, but fun nonetheless. Here goes. Lesson 3 was a theory lesson. This is really good how Paul mixes it up in a module, and this was all about how chords are put together, the triad of notes that make up a chord. So a good little refresher for me, and it's going over some ground that I've already covered before, but the sprinkling of it through the course makes it a lot easier to digest, whereas if you were purely studying theory, it'd be quite a heavy subject to get through and quite boring when you first start playing, because you just want to get strings under your finger and start playing some songs that you might recognize. So it's a good way that he's done it, and it was an enjoyable lesson to do. Lesson 4 was all about suspended chords and some palm muting. So this is one that I normally struggle with. I think it went okay. Let me know, give me some feedback if you guys obviously seen my palm muting before. I'd be interested to see what you think. Be brutally honest. I just want to know if it's actually got any better. But it was a fun one nonetheless. I do feel like sometimes I forget chords, not the position, the finger positions of chords, but well, I guess so it is a bit of a muscle memory, because I don't quite get the fingers on the strings in the right way. It's like I've gone backwards a bit, but you know, that's the way it is with guitar. I've played enough now to know that as long as you keep going and you re-practice things if you need to, you can kind of get through it and get better and start to improve slightly. So anyway, this is how it went in lesson 4. Lesson 5 was the C major scale. I've done this previously in one of his other lessons, but it was further up the neck and no open strings. Cool one to do, and this is how it went. Final one, lesson 6, I've only just kind of got to grips with really. Cool chord progression actually, sounds pretty cool, and we'll check it out now. that's it for module 4, and I've got 3 more modules after this. It has by no means been an easy module for me. I'm very much still a beginner. Even though I've completed a beginner guitar course, that does not suddenly make you an intermediate guitar player by any stretch of the imagination. And I enjoy going over courses like this, I'm finding now, because I'm just revisiting things that I've done, but in a slightly different way. I think that's a great thing about learning from different guitar teachers. They all have different techniques, and Paul's style is very kind of relaxed and laid back. There's no pressure, it's not too heavy, and it gets you playing straight away. So it's been a cool course so far, and I'm looking forward to these final 3 modules. If this one took me a few weeks, I think the next ones are going to prove to be a bit of a struggle to get through. But that's good, because the struggle means you're learning, right? If you're not, it's too easy. So it's certainly been fun for me so far, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.